Hi, this is Ken. Yesterday I shared a pre-launch preview of SpaceX's Starship Flight 13. Now we have the result, so today is the follow-up. The short version is this. The launch was automatically aborted just seconds before liftoff. But I don't think this is really a failure. It's a story about a safety system doing exactly its job. Today, let's look at what actually happened, why it tells us something about how SpaceX really works, and what all of us can take from it. So first, what actually happened? On July 16 US time, SpaceX tried to launch Starship Flight 13 from Starbase in Texas. But right after ignition, just a few seconds before liftoff, the launch was automatically aborted. According to Elon Musk, some of the engines didn't start, and that triggered the automatic abort. If you were watching the live stream, it stopped with only seconds to go. So it really was a heart-stopping moment. It was for me too. It's disappointing that it didn't fly, but the vehicle itself was not destroyed. That is the important point here. Let's slow down and think about this for a second. Headlines like to say, launch failure. But what happened here was not an explosion and not a mid-flight problem. The engines lit, but some of them didn't come up properly. Forcing a launch in that state would be dangerous. So the safety system decided to stop, and that's really all this was. The rocket itself is fine, and so are the satellites it was carrying. I'd rather see it as the rocket stopping exactly when it should have. To me, being able to stop when things look risky is just as much a sign of a rocket's strength as being able to fly. So what was Flight 113 actually trying to do? This Starship is the V3, a near clean sheet redesign of the vehicle. It's the world's largest and most powerful rocket with 33 Raptor engines. This time, it was carrying 20 of the first third-generation Starlink satellites, and the plan was to deploy them during a suborbital flight lasting about 65 minutes. Starlink is reaching more and more places, so this really isn't a distant story for us. When this new version starts flying reliably, our everyday connectivity takes a step forward too. And precisely because this was such an ambitious flight, I think it makes sense that they chose to stop rather than force it. And here is what I most want to share with you today: the real strength of SpaceX as a company. Starship has flown 12 times, and this was the 13th attempt. That road has been anything but smooth. In the past, rockets exploded and vehicles were lost more than once. But every single time, SpaceX digs into the cause, fixes it, and flies again. And they run that whole loop incredibly fast. In fact, back in May, Flight 12 debuted the new V3 and was mostly a success. This is exactly why I'm drawn to SpaceX. They don't hide their failures, they turn them into fuel for the next attempt. That speed and that attitude is something very few organizations can imitate. Naturally, you're wondering when the next attempt will be. Elon Musk has said he hopes to try again in a few days. But first, they need to offload the propellant from the vehicle and carefully confirm why the engines didn't come up. On top of that, a rocket launch needs clearance from the regulator, so I expect they'll set a firm new date before flying again. A few days sounds fast, but with all these checks in place, I'm personally not going to rush it. I'd rather they take their time and prepare properly. There's a saying that the longest way round is the shortest way home, and I think that's exactly what safe spaceflight looks like. Let's zoom out a little more. This flight was actually the first Starship test since SpaceX went public. The company only just listed this June in what was called the largest IPO in history. And Starship is a key step toward the grand ambition of one day reaching Mars. So every single test now draws even more attention than before. But the more attention a public company gets, the more its stumbles stand out. And even so, SpaceX doesn't stop trying. That's a stance I personally want to keep cheering for. Finally, I think this is a lesson for us too. Today, Starship stopped when things weren't working, and from here, they'll confirm the cause, improve, and try again. Doesn't that apply to our own daily lives as well? When you take on a challenge and it doesn't work out, it's okay to stop for a moment. Once you've stopped, look at the cause and improve. And then try again without fear. I have plenty of days that don't go well running this channel every day. That's exactly why SpaceX's attitude keeps encouraging me. Failure isn't the end, it's the middle of the road. Let's take one more step forward together today.
Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.